For the program, I'd like to call on Brian Bowles to introduce our coaches.
As Will mentioned, this is typically Bubba's baby, right? He lives for this every year to come and be here, and unfortunately, he's not here. As we know, this is not a normal year. I think this year has told us anything. Things are a little off. So Bubba would love to be here. I did hear from Bubba right before I came. I won't get into too much detail. I will say that they went to the scheduled meeting they had at doctor's office this morning, and it sounds like things are pretty good shape. She's best case scenario for what she's dealing with. So that's good to hear this morning. Good to hear a little good news this morning. Coaches are here, and the way we're going to do it, they're each going to come up and share time. Coaches, I'd ask you that when you come up to talk about your program, you'd also, as you introduce yourself, you introduce the people you brought with you as well, if that's okay. And we're going to start with Coach Fields, followed by Coach Holmes, then McLean, and then Mr. Ben Turner's going to finish it up there at the end. And this time, we'll go ahead and ask Mr. Jimmy Fields to come on up.
Thank y'all for having us, okay? I want to first introduce who came with me from Trinity, Mr. Stan Cooey. Appreciate him. He's our headmaster, does a great job of leading our students, leading our families at Trinity. And also sitting at the table where Stan is my son, Jay Fields. He's coached with us before, but he's moved back, got delivered from Indiana last year. So that's where he was last year. Glad to have him back. And kind of like my adopted son right there, that's what they are when you coach them, Roger. That, Trent Sink Bell, he's our offensive coordinator. So glad to have them join with us. I know I can speak on behalf of them. Thank y'all for having us and what you do at the Rotary Club. And saying that, before I get started talking about football, I can, I know Kagan and Ben and Roger's going to say the same thing, but we're appreciative, not just at Trinity, but the coaches are appreciative of this community and the leaders in this community and what it stands for, okay? And these are uncertain times. Obviously, many of you know my health situation, and it's uncertain, okay? But even besides that, the world we live in is very uncertain. But the thing we know about the Dublin Lawrence community is the brothers and sisters in Christ who will stand with you during these uncertain times. So I don't want to just go through the motions and say, hey, I'm thankful for the community and all that. That's heartfelt. And I know not just for me, but all these coaches, and I'm sure they'll have more to add to that. But my family are very, very blessed to be a part of this great community. And, some people say, well, it may not be perfect. Well, it's not because I'm here and you've accepted me. Thank you for accepting me and my family and standing with us and just everything you do. All right. We have 23 players out, okay? In private school, that's not necessarily unheard of, having that few in number. Sometimes we'll have upwards of 40 or more, but this year we have 23. Have different sizes in class and whatnot. And Roger and I were sharing briefly, football is not like some of the other sports. It's outside. It's still, you're going to hit somebody. And it's just, it kind of goes against some of our culture, put it that way. So it's a little bit harder than probably when all of us, Kagan and Ben, all started our careers, a little bit tougher to convince kids to come out and to play. But on another note, I'm thankful for the 23 we have. There's no excuses. I tell them, we got 12 too many because all we need is 11. We might need, now some coaches, and y'all know who I'm talking about, years ago, and they're not politically correct today, would say you got 23, you need to get rid of 12 of them, you got too many. And if you ain't practicing right, you'll get rid of them if you're practicing right. But, we're not ready to go there. We're thankful for our 23. We're gonna keep them other 12, But we're very thankful. We are. You know, I think all these coaches can tell you with these uncertain times, when we were able to get back, you know, in the weight room and on the field working with kids, man, it was like medicine. I mean, it was, you know, that's what we do. Sometimes we don't do a very good job of it, but I tell you what, getting to be with these kids and a part of what God's doing in their life, I've told Mr. Cooey this, I don't know if that's really a job. That's like I'm playing, you know, and sure, I get frustrated, you know, whether it be 23 of them I'm dealing with or a larger number, but very, very thankful. Let me tell you, we have, out of those 23, we have 5 seniors, and I want to mention them. You know, I think a kid who's a senior, you know, as far as leadership and things like that, just because he's a senior doesn't mean he's a leader. Just because he's a senior don't mean he's going to play. He doesn't. But there's something to be said for perseverance. A kid's been with you. A kid's stuck with it. So that's why I always want to go out of my way to mention our seniors this year. Wade Walker, and I know his grandfather's sitting right there. Wade's been with us and has really grown in the program. I've seen him grown, you know, a little bit physically. You know, he has. He's worked hard. But the way he's matured as a young man just really brings our coaching staff a lot of pleasure. He'll play defensive back. And when you have that few of kids, you know, probably not just Wade. Wade will play cornerback. He'll play right safety, left safety. He'll play on the special teams. He'll play running back. He'll mix the Gatorade, and we're trying to get his bus license too. So, you know, but we'll see. But anyway, obviously Wade's going to do a lot of things for us, and we're real proud of him. Another senior, Trey Miller. Trey Miller, just like Wade, has been out there and working hard and plays tight end. He'll also play offensive tackle. He'll play defensive end. He'll play outside linebacker. But Trey is, I'm sure many of you know, his father, Rob Miller, came through with flying colors, and very proud of that. So that kid, you know, we was out there in the 95-degree heat the other day, but he was grinning the whole time. And, you know, I just had to remind, it wouldn't cause what we was doing out there at football. There wasn't a whole lot to grin about when it's 95, but he had a great perspective, and God really used that to teach Coach Phil something, what's really important. So we're excited about Trey Miller. Chandler Asbell, another senior. Chandler, 6'6", big old kid. Probably our community, and especially the Trinity community, knows what a good basketball player, but he's really developed into a good wide receiver, a good tight end, and a good outside linebacker type cornerback player for us. So we're excited about Chandler Asbell. Ben Butler is also a senior for us, and has done a good job. Is coming back from a pretty serious shoulder surgery in the off season, but just a very hard-nosed, tough kid. Ben will play fullback, linebacker, and again, he'll be about like Wade. He'll drive the bus at times and mix Gatorade and do all that. Our last senior, Mac Scott. Now, Mac Scott's been the manager, okay? And these coaches will tell you, my coaches, and I guarantee you Kagan and Ben and Rogers the same way, sometimes as managers, what comes under our wings, you know, those kids who aren't fast enough, aren't whatever to play sports, and but they're real special kids, okay? And I think they teach coaches a lot of lessons. And Mac, going into his senior year, said, "Coach, I'm playing my senior year." So, of course, you being positive, I said, "Okay." And I'm thinking, "Oh, Lord God, you know, oh, Lord." But hey, it's going to be all right because God's got it. And but anyway, I'm real proud of Mac now. And I think you learn in your coaching career, make sure you don't overlook those kids like Mac Scott, because if you do, you're going to miss a lot of truth. And so Mac Scott He has mixed Gatorade for us before, so he might have to do some of that too. But Mac's going to play wide receiver and defensive back, and he's going to keep Coach Fields straight. So real proud of these 5 seniors. And our region this year, of course, we have Bullitt, Frederica, and Pinewood. Okay, Pinewood is the defending champ, and they've got a lot of stuff coming back. They're going to be probably the odds to win it all. We also have added St. Andrews. They're a private school that for years competed in the South Carolina Private School Association. They're now in our classification here in Georgia, and they'll be in our region. And obviously we got several non-region games. Our first non-region game right now is scheduled, like everybody else's, for that Friday, September the 4th, and that's against Edmund Burke. Unlike the GHSA, right now, our scrimmages are still a go in the GISA. So we have a scrimmage at Robert Toombs on Friday, August the 28th, and have some other practices with some others before that. But just like everything else, there's some uncertainty. But I'm sure these other 3 football programs in the city and in the county are doing just like Trinity. We're going out there getting after it and getting ready like Roger did to hopefully win a state championship. And congratulations to Roger and Dublin and all that they did last year. But all of us coaches, and I know these guys, and they're not going out there coaching, they're going out there to win a state championship. So just real proud to be a part of the program today, excited, and you know, whether there's COVID or all these uncertainty, you know, the plan is still the same. You know, the team or the group of kids who are going to be unselfish and hit people in the mouth ever play, okay? Ever play. That's going to be the team. That's going to be the kid who has the chance to be the most successful, not just on the field, but if they'll take that same attitude off the field, you know, in the classroom, at home, and in the community. And I'm proud to be a part of what Roger's doing, what Kagan's doing, and what Ben is doing. Because I know these are men who are striving those same things and striving for those same things in their program as well. So, you know, we were talking, and this is, you know, the coaches, you know, coaching's a tight community. And it means the world to me to be a part of a coaching community all across this state. And these are good tears because of the camaraderie. We're all on the same team. So if I've said anything that encourages you and good today, trust me, it ain't Coach Fields, it's the good Lord. Love and appreciate y'all. Let's have a great year.
Come on in today to Baskin-Robbins across from the VA hospital in Dublin for every flavor of ice cream under the sun. Get it by the scoop or in the deep freeze, and check out our specialty cakes for all occasions. Something fresh is always brewing at Dunkin' Donuts in Dublin. Come in today for a hot cup of coffee, hot chocolate, all-day breakfast sandwiches, candy-flavored ice drinks, and our delicious Dunkin' Donuts. Open until 10 p.m. every night. Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins in the Home Depot parking lot, Dublin.
Hey, I'm Tasha Rowland, and everyone here at the Cloverleaf Restaurant would like to invite you to come try our country-style all-you-can-eat buffet. We hold ourselves to the highest standards of safety and quality in the food we prepare for you. We clean our facilities constantly, and we offer curbside service. Just call 478-275-2080, and we will have your order ready right away. And Friday is our seafood day. You deserve a great meal. Cloverleaf Caters. Call us for your next gathering or event. So treat yourself to the Cloverleaf Restaurant and make sure you're satisfied. We are open Sunday through Fridays 11 to 2 with plenty of dine-in, or we can get it ready to go for you.
Coach Fields, you know we all got your back. And tough times don't last, tough people do. That's how us football coaches do these things, you know. You're in my prayers, and I know you're in everybody's prayers. God, what better leader for a group of individuals in our community to see a man that's looking in the face of what Coach is looking at right now, and he's showing up every day with the right attitude and saying, I'm not backing up because we got a job to do. And we appreciate your leadership for all of us up here in that regard. Okay. Well, the beauty of what we're dealing with right now is the uncertainty. How do you get nervous about something you don't know what's coming? But then all of a sudden you look around and you're anxious and you're nervous because you don't know what's coming. You know, that's where we are right now with what we're dealing with, obviously, with the COVID, what you're dealing with as a coach, what you're dealing with as a parent about, well, is my kid going to school, or are they going to be online, or, you know, all of the unknowns are what make things tough. But I did learn a long time ago in football, it ain't about what you did for me in the past, it's what have you done for me lately. And that's what we're looking at right now at Dublin. We were very fortunate last year, and I'm very proud of the fact that our football team was able to win a state championship. Okay? But from the standpoint of being true or not true, we gave out our state championship rings, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago on a Saturday. Today's the first time I've ever worn a ring in public, you know, because I wished I could have handed them out in March like we were intending to. But see, all that's got to be behind you now. It's a thing of the past. You got time to celebrate, and then you got to move on. So we got to move on. We've had a lot of changes. Dublin High School is now a single A school in the state of Georgia. We've moved from double A to single A. Our enrollment numbers at the high school were at 494 when we left in March. I think that made us like the 3rd largest school in single A. There have been a lot of questions about, well, what do you think about playing single A? Well, that's where our school is. That's what size we are. They have classifications for a reason. Now, do I believe that right now in football and in basketball, we can compete at maybe a level that's higher? I didn't say win state championships. Understand the word I said. Compete. Be competitive. Yeah. Some of our other sports would struggle more. So it's what's in the best interest. When you have to make decisions, what's in the best interest of all of our student athletes that attend our school? So we're moving down to single A. I hear people quite often say, well, golly, you're going down to single A, y'all going to dominate. It's not, we don't feel that way. We don't see it that way. Okay? We're approaching it exactly the same as we have any other year. That's the only way we know to do it. You worry about you. You don't worry about who's on your schedule. You worry about you. Get yourself ready. Then we get our kids in, and like all these gentlemen up here, no spring practice. Spring practice is so invaluable to me. Okay, as my program, spring practice is huge. Could it be any more huge this year than any other? Probably not. We graduated 10 out of 11 starters on offense. There's only one returning starter on offense. Now that's beautiful because it's the quarterback. And the kid that was the quarterback before him who broke his leg in Kendall Wade is also back. So I've got two quarterbacks back who've got experience. And I remember sitting here a couple of years ago and we were talking about when coaching the guys at West Lawrence had a third-year returner coming back at quarterback. When you've got experience at that position, you've got a chance, you know? So from that standpoint, no spring practice. And then you jump in and you've got a younger group of kids and the weight room is so important. And you lose all of March. Then you lose April. Then you lose May. Now, this is for all of us up here, but as parents, you may not necessarily realize what you're going through. Then, man, you roll right out of spring practice in May and you roll right into June and your kids are refreshed. You've gone through the stuff in the spring. You're able to go out and do half-pad camps and 7-on-7s. You don't get any of that. Then we had the small groups. Then we could go to groups of 50. Well, we had to split them up. Half of them are in Group A, half of them are in Group B. But my players play both ways, but my coaches only coach one side of the ball. And you can't rotate your groups around. So now you can't coach everybody on offense so you get way behind. Sometimes the good Lord looks out for you. Maybe I'm looking at it as the glass is half full. It's not half empty. We were going to have 2 scrimmages up till yesterday. Everybody was going to get to have 2 scrimmages. We were scrimmaging Swainsboro and Baldwin County. Then Georgia High School decided we're not going to have any scrimmages in GHSA. That's 2 more weeks before you have to get teams together. It's 2 more weeks of preparation because of all the schools that are having to shut down because somebody tested positive. So we lost our scrimmages. Everybody's whining and complaining. I'm happy as a hog eating slop because I threw all my practice schedules away and went back and said, we're having spring practice. We're going to line up and coach Dublin versus Dublin. Best on best. To heck with running somebody else's offense, trying to get ready for a scrimmage. We're going to do ours for 2 weeks and gain that fundamental time back and the stuff that we needed. And on the defensive side of the football, we only graduated 7 starters, so we feel good there. Okay, we didn't lose 10. So we've got a big chore. But again, I feel positive in this sense. We've got our quarterbacks back, both of them. I can play either one of them. Okay, Markel Mitchell, Kendall Wade, it doesn't matter, and we'll be fine. So I feel pretty good there. We've got an all-state kicker returning. Okay, John Potter last year was the coach's AA All-State South Kicker of the Year. He's back. When I first got to Dublin, Georgia, 19 years ago now, or 18 years ago, starting 19, I didn't get hired till the last week of June. There wasn't any spring practice. I didn't know any kids, and I didn't get here till the last week of June. And the first week of July was a dead week. Well, how in the world can you get ready to play? You've got 3 weeks in July, and you're rolling. Told the kids, hey, we got to put in a whole new offense, a whole new defense, and a whole new kicking game. And that team didn't lose a game till the 15th game of the year. So you can get it done. At least now we're on even ground with everybody. Back then, all those other schools that we were playing had spring, had a full summer, had the whole 9 yards. So we're not going to let these interruptions stand in way of our preparation or of the goals that we always have in Dublin. The expectations are going to be the same, and the goal is pretty simple at our place. Be playing your best football in week 11 because that's when the playoffs are. Continue to get better every week. Be playing your best football in week 11. We had to make a philosophy that first year here. Be great in the kicking game, and it was easy that year. because I had a young man by the name of Brian Mims, who a lot of you remember, went on to Georgia as a kicker and a punter. He was phenomenal. So he set the stages right there in the kicking game. Be great on defense, and your offense will catch up. I think we've got a good group of running backs. Josh Isaac is a preseason All-State candidate at fullback. He was a linebacker last year, and he played behind one of the best players I've ever had a chance to coach, in Jaquez Evans. But Josh, he's not, he's 5'10", about 220, and he can run. He's got good physical speed. He's a good player. We moved a kid that started in the secondary last year as a sophomore, Quay Ashley. Quay's about 5'10", 185. He's replacing Marcus Adams in our backfield. There's not a lot of difference in those two kids. Our wing back position, we lost the MVP of the state championship game in Zion Kemp. Okay, Zion Kemp graduated, and now we've got Jaquarian Mundy. Jaquarian Mundy is probably the second fastest kid on our team. He's weighing 205 pounds, and he plays wing back for us. Pretty good player. Okay, offensive line-wise, we feel really good about the group that's up front. Montavious Tompkins at left tackle is about 260. The left guard right now is Desmond Gilbert or Drake Walker. Desmond is about 225. Drake's about 215. The center is a kid named Slaughter. Okay, Slaughter's weighing in at about 245. The right guard, Darius Stanley, he's weighing in at about 245 to 255. Depends on what day of the week it is. Okay, the right tackle is at about 260. Okay, Nathan Gregory. We've got a big chore stepping up and replacing the tight end. Okay, our tight end right now is senior Gabe Guyton. Gabe doesn't weigh but about 180. Some of the things he may lack in his physical ability, secondaries go to sleep, he'll run by somebody in that tight end slot. Okay, so we think we've got a good group returning. Now here's the problem, and this goes with being single A numbers. When you got single A numbers in your school, we're much more fortunate right now than Coach Fields, and I've got 60 kids in uniforms. Okay, there's 61 actually that are on our roster right now. 61 kids, but there's only about 18 or 19 of those that are ready to play championship caliber football. So our depth, what we're able to do in bringing these younger kids along, we talked yesterday as a staff. I'm going to kind of leave, I know I'm rambling a little bit. A bunch of the kids that we sat in our office about last year during the summer, when you have your personnel staff meetings once a week, talking about different kids. Some of the kids that we thought last year, there's no way that those kids, they're not ready. They can't play. And we go back and we have to start pulling out our special teams depth charts the week we go play in the state championship. And all of a sudden, some of these kids that you didn't think could help you at all in the biggest game of the year, they're on the field playing. So we got to stay healthy. God knows, everybody in this room, we've got to do a better job in Dublin and Lawrence County on trying to protect each other with what we're dealing with COVID. Okay? That is a concern. The biggest issue we're dealing with right now with Georgia High School is this. All of the scientific data says if the rate of spread is below 5% on the testing, the positivity rate is below 5%, you're in positions that you can move forward. Dublin, Georgia's this morning, and I've been checking it every day, is at 12.33. We're over double the recommended numbers for us to be doing what we're doing. But we're not scared, but we need to be smart and we need to be cautious. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. We're going to do everything we can to make this season a success, as I know everybody in this room is. We have not made decisions. We feel like right now that we're not going to have to limit attendance in the Shamrock Bowl, because the Shamrock Bowl, if we also use the hill and people can sit on the hill and continue to social distance, the Shamrock Bowl will hold 10,000 people. Well, we haven't had that there since 2006 in the state championship game. But we are going to ask that you social distance. And one of the things that kind of hurt me yesterday, I had to write my letter to put in the program. And I didn't call my boss, Dr. Fred Williams, before I put it in, but I told him, if you want me to change this, I'll get it changed before it's printed. One of the traditions we've always had, and I know our fans and people love it, as soon as the game is over, kids get done shaking hands, Coach Holmes and the team meet in the middle of the field, and all the parents and everybody come down to hear what the head coach has got to say. We ain't doing that. Let's keep our group of kids together as best we can, keep them healthy, because you don't know where the people in the stands have been. We're trying to keep our group together on a daily basis. We've been very lucky to this point, but as far as you say you're lucky, yeah, we're making strides and we're making great efforts not to let it catch us. But the thing that bothers me is law of averages say sooner or later we're going to get hit like some of the other schools and programs have. And the later we wait, the more our chances increase of getting hit right in the middle of the season. And you have to forfeit games or do something along those lines. But thank you. Okay, we are working right now. Just before I left to come over here today, we're looking at a situation of being able to provide live stream for all of our football games for people who don't feel comfortable showing up. Not only will it be on the radio on 101.3, but we're looking at making them live stream available so you can watch them from the comfort of your own home. Has anybody got any questions? Coach Fields, we love you and we're praying for you. God bless you, man. Thank y'all.
From humble beginnings with a desire to serve the Dudley community, Bank of Dudley has grown to 5 locations, serving Lawrence, Twiggs, and surrounding counties. Serving our community since 1905, the Bank of Dudley is looking forward to its 2nd century of community banking. Drop in today to any of our 5 locations: Jeffersonville, Dudley, East Dublin, Veterans Boulevard, and downtown Dublin. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Life is filled with milestones, and Farmers State Bank recognizes these accomplishments by saluting our graduates from Dublin and Lawrence County, our lenders, customer service professionals, mortgage experts, and the entire team at Farmers State Bank. Look forward to building relationships and helping you to reach the next milestone in your life. Reaching your financial goal is as easy as FSB. Farmers State Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Kagan McLean. I'm the head football coach at West Lawrence High School. To echo what some of these other coaches have said, we appreciate this opportunity you guys having us here every year. More importantly, we appreciate what y'all do in the community, what y'all do for the Lawrence County, the Dublin community, for the kids in the community, the way you support us. We do appreciate that. And I want to start out by, first of all, congratulating Coach Holmes on the state championship year last year. A lot of fans in the community, they look up and they expect state championships every year. From a coaching standpoint, they don't realize there's a whole lot of teams going for that same goal. And to win a state championship, I was fortunate early in my career to be a part of 2 state championships over at America's High School, back when I first started out. To win a state championship, number 1, you got to have good players. Number 2, you got to be well coached. And then number 3, you got to have some breaks go your way. And, Dublin definitely had some players, great coaching over there, had some breaks go their way, had an outstanding season. So congratulations, Coach. Great job on that. Also, I would like to thank Coach Fields. Me and Coach Fields have known each other through coaching the past several years. And without a doubt in my career, and I'm honest when I say this, the most godly head football coach I've had the experience to be around. A man who loves his kids, who loves his community, who does this job for the right reason. Coach Fields, I appreciate you. You've been a great influencer on me the past few years. We're praying for you. We love you. And as always, if there's anything I can do or our program can do, you let us know and we'll be there for you, sir. Thank you very much for everything. Because a lot of times we get in this job and everybody wants to win and everybody looks at wins and losses, but there's some bigger things out there, and I think Coach epitomizes that. But looking at our season, last year We didn't quite have the season Dublin had, but we did have the best season in West Lawrence history. We won 11 games last year, won 11-2, made it to the Elite Eight. What's the most games West Lawrence has ever won, farthest we've ever been in the playoffs. Set a lot of records last year offensively. Like Coach said, had a 3-year starter at quarterback, which is a great thing, who broke the single season and the career passing and touchdown records for West Lawrence High School, and A.J. Mathis. He's moving on to play baseball at Georgia College this year. Coming up, we had a wide receiver who set single season and career receiving records in Brent Carr, who's moved on to play football at Savannah State. We had a Division I linebacker last year, De'Eric Jackson, who's up at Kentucky right now and is slated to get some playing time this year as a freshman up at Kentucky, so we're really proud of him. We had a group that really came together, a great senior class last year. I can one-up you a little bit, Coach. We do return 3 on offense. Now, none of them's a quarterback, but we returned 3 on offense, and we only returned 2 on defense. So we graduated 17 starters off of last year's team. And that's tough to replace, like Coach said, especially in the situation we're in where we didn't get spring practice. Where we haven't been able, we missed all those. And at West Lawrence High School, I'll tell you, I love our kids. I love our community. We're not always the most athletic team, very rarely. But we have blue-collar, hard-nosed kids who know how to be physical, who are very coachable, and who are strong in the weight room. But we missed a lot of that weightlifting time. So we're behind, and I think it hurts us. Early in July, right after the dead week, we did get shut down for a week. We had a kid that tested positive, and he didn't have very much contact with the team. He tested positive over the dead week, but just to be safe, we shut everything down, so we lost another week there. So, everyone's kind of in that same boat. There's all this uncertainty out there about, what's coming up, how we're going to move forward, what we're going to do, and all I can say is that, we're going to show up every day like these other guys are doing. We're going to love our kids. We're going to coach our kids. We're going to try and get better every week. Coach made a good point. The goal is not, I wish I could say, man, we're going to be at our best on week 1. I don't see that happening. But I do see us every week getting a little bit better. This week at practice in full pads, the first day of full pads was awful. We were, and maybe it's because I've been spoiled, because since I've been at West Lawrence since 2012, we've been a little spoiled on the defensive side of the football. We've had some good kids. We've been physical. We've been stout on defense. This past season, we probably had the best season in history defensively that I can remember at West Lawrence. We played 13 games and only 3 teams scored more than 10 points on our starting defense. That's pretty. You don't get that a lot. So we got a little spoiled. We went on their money, put pads on, and man, it just felt soft, because we're behind. But every day, I'm gonna tell you what those kids did. Tuesday was better than Monday. Wednesday was better than Tuesday. Thursday was better than Wednesday. If we can do that and we can get better every week, no matter what the season turns out, I'm happy because I know those kids are out there working. I know we got a whole bunch of kids who have no Friday night experience, who are going to step out there on Friday night, and the only thing they did was play some special teams, which are important, or do something like that, but now they're going to be thrown into that fire. So it's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be a week-by-week growth experience. But I think we got really good coachable kids who are going to get better every week, and I think we're going to be okay. Are we going to be as good as we were last year? I don't know. If I was a betting man, I'd say the cards are against us in that regard. But I like our kids. I think we got a great coaching staff, and I feel like we're going to be able to be competitive. Now, like I said, we don't return a lot of guys on offense. We return probably the best player on our football team, Bradley Wilson, who'll be playing some quarterback for us. He'll also be playing some tight end, some fullback, some wide receiver. He's a kid that can do it all. I can throw him in at linebacker, and he's probably the best linebacker on the team right now. He's that kind of guy. So he's going to do a lot of stuff for us until some of our younger quarterbacks develop, and we feel like they're ready to manage our offense. We also return Tyler Franks, a big receiver. He's a 6'4" wide receiver. Not the fastest kid, but he's competitive. He's tough. He's long, and he'll go up and compete for the football. And he was a big threat for us last year on the other side of Brent Carr. We're looking for big things out of Tyler this year. And here's the scary part other than the quarterback. We only returned 1 offensive lineman. So we had to replace 4 on their line. And you guys that coach football know, if you're not good up front and you're not good at that quarterback position, it's tough. But I do like the guys we have working there. Yes, they haven't played a lot. Yes, they were JV kids and backups last year. But every day they're getting tougher and they're getting more physical. And then there's a couple newcomers on the offensive side of the ball that I think will be able to help us. We got a 6'5", 220 tight end in Caleb Appleby, who missed most of the year last year because he broke his arm and had to have surgery. He's already got 2 D1 offers. He ain't played a game on Friday night because he's 6'5", 220, and he looks pretty. And sometimes it goes that way. So hopefully he'll get out there and he'll look like a D1 kid on Friday night. I don't know. We'll find out. He definitely has the tools. definitely has the potential, and we're gonna need that out of him because we're gonna be a little bit different team on offense this year. Last year with that 3-year starter and those receivers and the stable of running backs, we had 3 running backs last year all rushed for 800 yards or more. So we were very balanced last year. We're going to have to be a little different. We're going to be more tight end, downhill, run game, and try and be physical. Because I don't know if we have the personnel to be that fun and gun, spread it out, and let's go get people like we were last year. So it's going to be a little different, West Lawrence, as far as identity goes. But I think those guys that are stepping in there, they're hungry, they're eager to play, and I feel like they're going to relish their opportunity. They're going to take advantage of their opportunity, and they're going to be the best that they can be. Defensively, it's a different story. All we return is 1 D lineman in T.J. Jones. He was our defensive end last year. Great kid. He's about 5'9", not a real big kid, weighs about 210, but he's strong in the weight room, and he gets after it, and he plays with a motor. And you coaches know if you play with a motor, you can make up for a lack of ability, and he absolutely has that. So he's going to kind of have to anchor our front. And then we got 1 cornerback in Jaquil Edmond. He's going to be a senior corner. Those are the only 2 we returned. Everybody else on defense was either a special teams guy, a backup, or a JV player last year. So it's going to be tough. But they've made great improvements since practices have picked back up this summer. And every day I see them getting better. A couple guys we're really going to rely on defense. Javen Ash, he's a junior inside linebacker. He's going to have to step in and take Big D Eric's spot at Mike linebacker. Those are big shoes to fill. But, he's 6'1", 220. He's a kid that's strong, and I think he can do it when that light comes on. We got Jacob Holsey, another inside linebacker, small kid who plays hard, big heart. Played a little bit in backup roles last year. He's going to have to step up and have a big year. We got an 11th grade outside linebacker, Caden Snell, that's stepping in. Not a big kid, but a tough wrestler who gets after you out there. He's going to have a big year. In our secondary, brand new kids other than at 1 corner. So we're going to have to see how those guys step up. Got some young guys going to have to get in there, and they're going to have to grow up fast. And that's the thing about coaching high school football that I think makes it great. If you're in college and you have a need, what do? You go out and you recruit for that need, right? And you fill that need, and you find guys to fit your system. In high school, you can't do that. You got to line up with the guys that are in your building every day, the guys that live in your district, and you got to fit your system to those guys to get the most out of those guys. And that's what we're trying to do. And I feel like we got some kids that want it, that want to be successful. One thing that I've learned in my career, and this goes a long way, is that when kids have experienced winning, that's contagious. And one thing I can say is at West Lawrence, since I've been there, and I've only been the head coach since 2017, I was the defensive coordinator before that, is we have built our program up where our kids expect to win now. That wasn't the case when I first got there. When I first got there, if you went 5-5, you had a great year. Everybody was excited. They were congratulating you in the community. And I'm coming from, Americus and winning a couple state championships and coaching down in Cairo where we were pretty good every year down in Cairo. And I'm like 5-5. That's a bad year. What are you talking about? But the mentality and the expectations have changed. Now people expect us to win. They expect us to be in the playoffs. They expect us to have successful. And I like that. That's what you want when you're trying to build a program. And I think Stacy Noble started that. I think we've tried to carry that on. And I think we've done a good job of building that. And it shows when you go to scheduled games. And our coach experiences this probably. Suddenly people don't want to play you. They think you're good. And I'm like, look, guys, we're not that good. I promise you. We graduated a lot of guys. So we ended up, and I'm kind of with Coach, with us being behind, canceling the scrimmage games doesn't hurt my feelings that much, especially since we had to play Jones County and Northside Warner Robins in our scrimmage games because we couldn't find a lot of guys that wanted to play, and those are some pretty big programs, pretty tough teams. Not that we're scared of them, but they're going to have some horses that might have shocked some of my new guys that we threw out there. So I'm like, Coach, let's have a spring practice type deal. Let's get better. Let's go West Lawrence on West Lawrence, and let's get ready for week 1. Our region got a little bit tougher this year. We did lose Mary Persons and Upson Lee out of our region, but we picked up Westside Macon, very athletic, very well-coached team over there. Picked up Baldwin County. Baldwin's a very athletic, very well-coached team as well. So those guys are going to be tough in our region. Picked up Rutland also out of Macon. So we got an extra team in the region this year, so it's going to be a little tougher to get into the playoffs. Most of our region has a lot of guys back. Perry's returning a lot of guys. They're going to be a very good football team. Howard's returning a lot of guys. So I think it's going to be a tough, very competitive year in Region 4 Quad A. Non-region, we got a tough schedule there. We play Bleckley County to open the year. They're a lot better. They're going to be much improved over what they have been. They got one of I think the number 1 or number 2 player in the state, and their big offensive tackle, the Mims kid. So they're going to be a tough football team. And then we play Veterans, a very good 5A school. Bradwell Institute, a 6A school. We play Dodge County, who's kind of a little local rival for us. They put together a good football team every year. So we got a tough schedule. It's going to be an uphill battle. But I like our kids. I like the success we've had in the past, and I like where we're going with our program. If we can just keep that up, I think our kids have tasted winning. I think they expect to win. And if we can weather those storms that are inevitable early in the year, I feel like our guys are going to be okay, and I feel like we're going to have a good football season this year. And ultimately, and we all say this, every coach will tell you we want to win. That's right. We're competitive, right? We don't want to lose. If I'm having a shoe tying contest, I want to win. I want to get mine tied first. That's just the way coaching is. And we're that way. But at the end of the day, we also know we're dealing with young men who God has entrusted to us to mold, to shape, and to be examples for. And if we go out there and we put winning ahead of that, our priorities are not in order. If we put molding those young men, doing what's right by those young men, and being a godly example to those young men, I think winning comes naturally. I really think that. That's my philosophy. That's what I believe, whether it be right or wrong. I'm not going to lie, I want to win. But more importantly, I want those kids to look back on their time in our program and know, hey, Coach was an example of what a man's supposed to be. Coach was an example of what a godly man is supposed to be. And Coach did whatever he could to help me become the man I am today. If kids will say that to me 10, 15, 20 years from now, my one-loss record don't mean anything. Because when I'm dead and gone, nobody's going to be talking about how many games Coach McClain won at high school. No one's going to remember that. But those kids that played for me, I hope they're going to remember their experience. I hope they're going to look back and say, man, we miss Coach McClain because he was there for me during a difficult time. He helped me become the man I am. He helped show me some things that maybe I didn't get shown at home. If we can have that, then I feel pretty good about what we're doing in our program. And like Coach said, I know these are difficult times, and I'll close it up with this. I know we're in uncertain times. I know there's people out there saying we should play, we shouldn't play, we should do this, we shouldn't do that. I promise you, every football coach in the state of Georgia wants to do what's best for our kids and for their families. Yes, we got some kids that live with at-risk people. Yes, we understand the dangers, but we are taking every measure possible to sanitize, to keep kids safe, to do what we can do in light of a tough situation. And every coach will tell you, yeah, we want to play, and every coach will have in the back of their mind, man, I hope we're doing what's right for kids. But I promise you, these guys up here are taking care of business. They're keeping their kids safe, and they're doing what they need to do to move forward with this football season in as safe a manner as possible. Is it 100%? Of course not. Nothing in life's 100%, right? You could get in a car wreck driving. Any morning, you get up, you get in your car, you take a risk. You go outside, you take a risk. You do anything in life, and you take a risk. But the key is to minimize those risks, not to take chances, and to do what's right for these kids, for their families, and for this community. And I think everyone, we're blessed in Lawrence County to have a group of coaches where I think everyone does that. And I'm proud to work with these guys. I'm proud to know these guys, and I'm proud to be in this community. So I thank you guys again for everything. I thank you, coaches, for being the influences you've been on me. And is there any questions I can answer before I turn it over to Coach Turner? Thank you guys again. God bless y'all.
Dublin's newest and most modern hotel is the Hampton Inn & Suites. Relax and enjoy your stay while near the best in dining, golf courses, and business centers. Start your day with a free hot breakfast. Enjoy our pool, indoor fitness center, and Wi-Fi. Plan your next family reunion, meeting, training session, or social gathering at Hampton Inn & Suites, 103 Travel Center, located by Longhorn and Cracker Barrel. Hampton Inn & Suites by Hilton.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
From Midstate Tractor and Equipment, 1325 North Jefferson in Dublin.
All right, I'll try to be still up here. I know I like to move around. First off, congratulations. I wore my state championship ring. I want to kind of hide it, though, looking at that bling he's got on his finger, because mine's about a quarter the size over there. That's beautiful, man. With me, I've got our new principal, Dr. Lee Collins. All right, Chip Fleming, our athletic coordinator, is one of my coaches. And Miss Pat Brock, she takes all the pictures and puts everybody on TV, and she always wants to know everything that's going on, and I will never forget to remind you of anything ever again, I promise you. This is an absolutely crazy time. coming off of 2 rough seasons, knowing that, you know, I'm really building for this year. We'd just gone to a weightlifting competition and placed 3rd in the area. We'd been weak as well, water and tiny, and we're finally starting to get it. And then all of a sudden I come in one day and it's shut down. It was rough. You know, I'm sitting there telling 3 kids, I was like, look, y'all got to do it at the house because we're going to be back in 2 weeks. All right, because y'all got a good shot at winning state championship in weightlifting. Time keeps on coming. Hey, man, they're going to push us another week. Hey, keep on doing it. Keeps on getting pushed. All right, by this time, I'm starting to get depressed. I'd kind of given up. I shaved my head, which I'm never going to grow my hair back because it's just a lot cooler now. I grew a beard that my wife threatened to shave me every night because I looked like a caveman because I wasn't trimming or anything. It was just straight up nasty, but I loved it. No, man, no, you don't understand. I had hair up under my eyes. I was just letting it go, but I loved it. All right, and you know, I started just getting, the longer it went, I started getting depressed. I wasn't sleeping at night. My eating habits became crazy, and I gained probably 15, 20 pounds. So I started gardening, growing flowers, planting grass in my yard. You know, stuff to keep me busy. But at the same time, I'm worried to death about my kids. So every day I'm sending messages out left and right, checking on you. Are you doing anything? Yes, Coach. Okay, boy, you're lying to me. I know you're sitting on the couch eating Cheetos. And it was evident when they came back. But when we did come back, all right, you start facing the questions. All right, you're getting ready to come back, phone starts blowing up, and it's Mama. Well, Daddy's at risk. I'm scared to send little Johnny to practice. And I was like, ma'am, look at here. With everything that's going on in this world right now, we got to get some normalcy back for these youngins. We got to get some normalcy back for us. I said, put your faith in me because I'm going to promise you I'm going to follow all the protocols. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but we are maids now. We have to go through and we clean and we clean and we clean. We're also nurses now because every time we have taken thousands and thousands of temperatures this summer. All right? And then we fill out this questionnaire that just gets so tedious over and over and over and over again to make sure that all these youngins are fine. Is it perfect? No. We've been lucky, all right? But we just keep doing our checks and we keep going on, but it's starting to get back normal. And unlike them, I got everybody coming back, so I really need this season to happen because it's been rough. All right? Y'all understand me? All right, I played freshmen and sophomores for 2 years. All right, I lost 8 seniors last year. All right, I have 10 seniors this year, and out of those 8 seniors last year, I think 5 or 6 actually played. You know, and I had baby freshmen take whoopings. We were talking about Dacus. All right, one of my dogs, he's going to be a sophomore linebacker, and he's gained about 25 pounds, and he is going to be a dang good football player. But in his first varsity game last year, he lines up on punt team. He's sitting there and he's protecting the number 1 player, A gap, and it's big Dacus. Dacus picks him up and runs him into the punter to block the kick. Welcome to high school football. Baby, you're going to be a stud today. And he has. He is a bell cow on our defense right now. I mean, I love seeing him, but once again, he was 150 pounds. Now he's like 182 pounds. So I guess he's gained more than that. I can't count very good. All right. I'm excited. I need it to happen. My kids are excited. And we've got to get back to normal somehow because it's not healthy. It's not healthy. I worry about these kids that aren't going to school. I worry about them because, I mean, here's my thing. One, if you don't make sure you see those kids all day long with some kind of camera, they still going to be with their boys down the block. I mean, you know, it is what it is, but we've got to do a better job just as everybody watching these kids to make sure that everything happens. All right. But I just worry about the social interactions because, you know, I don't know if y'all know this. Yeah, we got great kids, but we got some very strange kids that need to be around as many people as they can be just to learn how to deal with the world. Do y'all have that problem, coaches? Just interacting with adults, and they need to be around people. I worry about that with our youth right now because I know I'm not going to live a long life because I'm high strung. All right, so I'll probably drop dead of a heart attack in a couple of years. But if something happens to me and I can't get, they're going to be taking care of me. And so they got to learn how to deal with things. All right, now let's go on to football. We are a lot bigger and stronger, thank goodness. Last year's we're lining up against, we're lining up against them and, 155-pound guard, 160-pound guard, they play hard. But, 155 plus versus 290 or 250 that can squat the house, it's rough. We are a lot bigger and stronger in every position. We are blessed to have returners everywhere. Our offensive line this year, we are going to go 255 at right tackle. We're going to go 235 at right guard. We're going to be 230 at center. We got a battle going on at left guard. We're either going to be 230 or 190. He just goes hard. And then at left tackle, we're either going to be 250 or 265. It's a big difference. And we're big and we're strong and we're beating the dog out of each other to become physical. Because, it is a physical game. Something you talked about, there's a lot easier things in the world to do than football. Bless heart, I had a baby the other day that mailed it in. And I just got him to admit that it's easier to do things in the air conditioner. Hey, you're dang right it is, brother. As I'm sitting here just drenched in sweat, sunburnt head, because I won't wear a hat, because I love how cool it is. And I'm just looking at him, because I got him to come to one last practice. It was like his going away party. He made it in for his last practice. I ain't seen him since. He's a baby. He might come back out. We are 55 strong. I think everybody's kind of got screwed up with the freshmen. If you look at our roster, there would be 60-something on our roster. But that's the ones that the freshmen, freshmen are like chasing rats in a gutter during the summer. You're going to have a group of them that are going to come, but then the other ones, they scatter to the wind. And you get them when school starts back. Well, we're not starting school back until when? September the 8th? It's all right. So, when is too late to let a freshman come out? I want them in the program. I don't want them to miss a year. But how do you handle that? There's been all kinds of stuff that we're faced with. So, right now we're 55 strong. We are still, that sophomore and junior class pretty good. We got some very talented freshmen. Very few seniors still. But like I said, those freshmen and sophomores are battle tested. Now the thing is, in a culture change, you eventually have to learn how to win. All right, weightlifting was our first step. We got a good taste in our mouth, and we started saying, you know what? We can go out and we can compete with people, people that we play. We can go out and compete with West Lawrence in weightlifting. All right, we can go out and compete with these cats. They start seeing that. They start to believe it a little bit. And that's what we got to do. We've got to learn to believe. We've got to learn to believe in the process, trust the process. We've made some coaching changes. I am now our defensive coordinator. I am a defensive guy. I'm taking over. I'm putting my shoe print all over it. Trying to be politically correct about some slip. All right, putting it all over it. All right. Now, out of necessity, I'm also our offensive line coach now. Now, I'm busy. Y'all going to see me. I'm going to streamline about 110 pounds here in a couple of months, the way it's going right now. But we're excited. Now that little freshman is a much bigger sophomore. Now that little sophomore is a much bigger junior. All right, serious. During football season, and I normally don't time 40s in football season because you do get dead legged and stuff like that. But I was like, we don't have much speed. So I go out, our fastest cat is running 4.7. And I'm like, okay, I've had a lot of linemen that ran a 4.7 40. All right, now from weight training, speed improvement, we have several guys that are running in the 4.6 range. We have quite a few now that are in the 4.5 range. We have speed now, we have size now. And now we have a schedule that's going to allow our kids to gain momentum and gain confidence. I love you to death, man. But, opened up, we all, especially I'd already gotten beat up in the scrimmage game. We weren't healthy, and opened up, we really got beat up. It made it tough. So now we have a schedule that's going to help my kids gain confidence. And I'm going to tell you, they gain confidence, they can be dangerous because we do have athletes now. All right, we've got size, we got strength. Now we just got to learn how to win. We've got to learn how to compete. Y'all know I preach that you learn how to win, you learn how to compete on that football field. It teaches you how to do it in every phase of life. It teaches you how not to quit, how to persevere through things. So I'm very excited about the year. Every time somebody says something about it might not happen, I'm like, nope. All right, it's going to happen. All right, I have faith that it's going to happen. All right, my kids have faith that it's going to happen, and they are working their tails off. All right, I appreciate the community for all the support. It has been different because we didn't get to go on all our trips this summer. So I'm trying to do other special things for the kids to make them, not feel left out. It's exciting times, and I'm ready to get it on. And they keep, we don't get to play on the 4th because we had week 1 off, so I got to wait all the way to the 11th. So we're really trying to figure out something to do that's a long time. I think you had a great idea, which we've been working on ourselves, but heck, I might just call it spring practice. Let's really get back to the basics. All right. We've made some changes defensively in our personnel. We've had outside linebackers move inside. I've gone more streamlined because running what I run on defense, we need to be able to run. We've played kids that were, not my prototypes up front the past few years. Now we've got running backs playing on the D-line. All right, we've got H-backs playing on the D-line. Heck, we might even have some long-range receivers playing on the D-line because we're going to run and we're going to be fast and we're going to just try to cause a lot of havoc. My linebacking core, I feel very good at it. I mean, my 2 inside linebackers both had a chance to win state in weightlifting last year before it all got canceled. One of them's going to be a junior, one of them's going to be a sophomore. And they pretty dang good, I'm not going to lie. And they are strong like bull. And that's what, great work ethic, it takes them a long way. It's got to happen. Everybody, we got to do our part to keep everything going and moving forward. I know these are trying times. I am so sick of taking temperatures. I think our school systems, though, have kind of done the right thing to kind of help things by starting late because, it's easy if you kind of step back and let all the other people be guinea pigs and then you find out what they've done wrong and then you can feed off that and you can make the adjustments to your schedule. And I think that we're doing the right things. And I believe that if we just all believe in the process, that we're all going to get through this together. And like I said, with these crazy times, man, we all got to pull in tight to get through everything together because it is, I don't know what's going on with the world right now. It's scary. It's sad. The good Lord's got us. Coach, I think the world of you, man. All right. And, the good Lord's got you. And we all going to be all right. And I know I talked about a bunch of stuff that wasn't in football. Y'all got any questions? Well, I hope y'all come out and watch us play at some point in time this season because we are going to be, I think we're going to put a good product on the field, and I'm very excited. Thank y'all.